What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the Nadeem X channel. I'm your host, Hassan Nadeem, and I hope y'all are doing well. As you know, we got plenty of videos to react to. I was putting these videos together and I was saying in my head, this is a banger video. I know y'all gonna like this. Just want to let you guys know, if you guys go to the comments right now, you're gonna see my email, nadeemxrequests@gmail.com. Send your videos in, guys. I really want to react to it and shout you guys out at the same time, you know? I think it'll be good to understand what type of things that you guys like and what I can react to at the same time, you know? It's a win-win for everyone. So without further ado, guys, I just wanted to mention something real quick, you know? My channel is based on preaching truth and giving perspective on what's going on around the world. Don't take everything you see serious, okay? I want you guys to go out, do your research first, but what I know is true is in the Bible. So everything you guys do see, a testimony or a prophecy, test it in the spirit and ask our Heavenly Father, Yahuwah, to give you confirmation on those things. I know, if you guys know, there is a God who loves you and he sent his only son to die for you, and so you can put your trust in him and then you can seek repentance. You know, we go through life a lot having stains on our heart, shame, but Yeshua is the comforter. Yeshua is the one that calls us to rest in his yoke and to find peace. Without further ado, guys, let's get straight into let's get straight into I just had to pull up the video. Hold up. The video. Give me 2 seconds, y'all. Should have done this like 30 seconds ago. All right, let's get straight into the video. Let's go.
So we were just looking at Tony Wood's encounter with a merman. Make sure you go click on part 1 to see for yourself. Now notice that he explains this encounter occurred in Seychelles, Africa, where he says he saw this creature in one of the lagoons. Now, if we know Cleo, this looks like a perfect place for her to go.
All right, hold up, guys. I got to test the audio, see if everything's good real quick. Yeah, we're good.
Luring some fresh bait. Like, someone get me here, this is gorgeous. Now, when you Google Seychelles Lagoon, you'll find so many beautiful pictures like this one. And it makes me wonder if this is like where this happened, because this is kind of like where I'm picturing it. But considering this is such a popular destination, I want to hear from you guys, and I want to know more. Have you been to Seychelles in Africa?
Okay, we need more context.
Something similar? This is just one of many stories that...
Okay, let's restart this video.
I saw a mermaid.
My bad, guys.
Really? Yeah.
Mistakes happen.
Seychelles, Africa.
Okay, so we were just looking at Tony Wood's encounter with a merman. Make sure you go click on part 1 to see for yourself. Now notice that he explains this encounter occurred in Seychelles, Africa, where he says he saw this creature in one of the lagoons. Now, if we know Cleo, this looks like a perfect place for her to go. Luring some fresh bait. Like, someone get me here, this is gorgeous. Now, when you Google Seychelles Lagoon, you'll find so many beautiful pictures like this.
Yeah, it is really beautiful.
I wonder if this is like where this happened, because this is kind of like where I'm picturing it. But considering this is such a popular destination, I want to hear from you guys, and I want to know more. Have you been to Seychelles in Africa and seen something similar? This is just one of many stories that are similar from around the world, involving mermaids in some way. Could this be like a potential hotspot? I need to know more about this place, and we really need to start talking more about our mermaid encounters. Again, I've heard many stories that sound very similar to this. I love hearing them, so let's keep going.
If this is not proof that sirens exist, I don't freaking know what is. So this lady, mind you, she's in the middle of the ocean. All right? She sees a dolphin over here, right?
Okay.
Then, this is a still picture. She zooms in to see this. Why am I glitching like that? She zooms in to see... Who the freak is that? What the freak is that? And
Look at you. Oh my gosh. You can see its pale face. You can see its... Is that long hair? Or just like a super long forehead, dog? What are you, dog? Oh my goodness. Freaking stalker, dog.
There. You're telling me...
Look at that thing.
You can see something like that and tell me that sirens don't exist. I know for a fact that's not a buoy, that none of those things that people are going to try to say. Let me just kill all the objections right now. She is my color. I know that they're not out there in the open water with her friend. Like, people could be like, oh, you know, she sent her friend out there, you know, for some clout. No, No, we don't do that. We don't do that. To just be flailing around in the open water. At least this is on the surfboard. That is a siren, and I don't want to hear no, that's AI. That's not freaking AI. And speaking of that's not AI, tell me if this video is real. I need y'all to tell me.
Look at the size of this thing. Holy.
Jeez.
Okay, watching it back, the voices
Yeah,
they sound a little AI.
A little NPC-ish, yeah, I know.
I genuinely don't know, and y'all know I'm gonna say it again. Reason why AI is here is so we don't know what's real and we don't know what's fake. I mean, hey, we got people saying that the files that were released are AI. I should tell you all you need to know. I'm gonna wrap it up now. As always, make sure you guys like and follow, comment down below what you think. Let me know if I should keep this series going.
I need somebody to help me understand. Now, this has been bugging me for a while now. So since 1990, I've done the research, okay? Approximately, give or take, over 90 million people have died in the United States of America.
Dang. That's a lot of
90
people.
million people since 1990. We're in 2026 now. I've been to a couple graveyards recently, and I realized when I went to the graveyards back when my grandfather passed away back in 1989, 1990-ish, versus now, in the graveyards haven't filled up. They haven't changed. I remember going as a kid seeing it like half of the graveyard was full. And then a couple other graveyards in my local area. But they haven't gotten any bigger. They haven't filled up.
I feel you.
When was the last time you've seen a graveyard being built? I can't ever remember finding a new graveyard. I've actually looked it up. There are no new graveyards. They're the same graveyards with the same amount of bodies in them. Now, if we've had 90 million people die since 1990, can someone explain to me, like a small child, where all the bodies are going? They say, oh, well, they're getting cremated, or, you know, they're doing, they're stacking the bodies, or they're recycling the plots. I don't buy it. Where are they going?
That's a really good video, and that is true. Like, if you go to your nearest graveyard, you're gonna see it's not even the size of your neighborhood, bruh. It's like half of the size of your neighborhood. And as we know, McDonald's, they do have contracts with hospitals and stuff like that. They don't own any farms, you know, like, it's just kind of weird, you know, what they're doing with the bodies.
And how come none of these cemeteries are full yet?
Facts.
They're not at max capacity. You don't ever see an out of order sign with the gates closed. There's always more space. They're always taking deposits for plots, but they're never filling up. I don't get it. Can someone explain to me what's going on with these cemeteries and where all the bodies are going? I really want to know.
I love it when the Bible comes to life in
Me
real
too,
time,
brother.
because I get to prove it to all the naysayers out there. And I believe we just found proof of the waters above. In the beginning, God said he separated the waters from above from the waters below. In this video, somebody sent a drone way up in the sky, and you're not going to believe what it heard. Yeah, water.
Really?
Listen up.
That drone, wait, hold up. I ain't never seen a drone go that high. I don't think that's a drone, brother. I think that's like one of those weather balloons that you just throw up there, you know? Because that's a little too high for a drone, you know? I think that boy finna lose signal and just go back home at that point, you know? That's way too high. Wow. I hear it. Wow. That's really cool.
Don't act like you guys can't hear that water up there. Need I say anything more? The Bible comes to life.
What's that? Oh, a giant iceberg broke off of a glacier? How big was it? Oh, just the size of Chicago.
What?
What was under it?
The size of Chicago?
Scientists discovered a whole new bunch of life forms
I bet,
underneath the iceberg. Oh, goody. Yeah, they found things like
I bet you can find your
luminescent
ancestors
worm
down there,
type
bro.
creatures
What the
under
heck?
there that were
Size of Chicago.
only about the size of a house. Oh, fun! They believe there's at least tens of thousands of species and creatures that we're unaware of in that area. Goody. These scientists were super excited about their findings, but they left very quickly once their boat was elevated in the air and moved and dropped down what they say was about a mile away.
What?
And they have no idea what did it. Okay.
Hey, do you want to see what the dark web looks like? We got our burner laptop and we're going to start up our Amnesic operating system. It's called Tails and it basically forgets everything you do when you turn your computer off. Next, we're going to open up Tor browser and then connect to Tor. Then you got to let it load for a little bit. Boop. Keep watching, I have a website about aliens. Okay, Tor is up and running, and you might notice this onionize thing. Now we need to find a search engine that finds onion links. Here's one called Amia that I've shown you before. Now we would enable the onion. Okay, as you can see up here, we are at the onion link for Amia, and now if you're feeling brave like I am sometimes, you would go into this search bar and search whatever, and you'd find dark web links. But I already have a website that I want to show you today. So I showed you guys the demonic domains directory last time, and one of the links is the website I want to show you. It's this one, Men in Black Terrestrial Observation Center, so let's open it. Here's what it looks like. It's titled UFO Research and has all these warnings on it. It's completely locked down. I cannot access it right now. Maybe if this video gets enough support, I'll apply and try to get access, but it seems to be some kind of whistleblower website. Because of the anonymity on the dark web, whistleblowing is a very common use for it. People can expose information without worrying about who is watching.
And I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what anyone says. It's that fucking Large Hadron Collider, bro. Ever since 2020, they started banging particles together, doing all this shit in Switzerland, right? Now they've opened up all these new offices all over France. All over France. For what? For what? They're making another Large Hadron Collider, bro, to do more of this shit, And you know how we know it's them? You know how we know it's them? Because not only are millions and millions of people waking up living in different timelines, okay? The glitches in the Matrix are out of control. Out of control. How did Trump get elected twice? Trump then gets shot in the ear, doesn't die, doesn't have a mark on his ear at all. We seen it the other day. He has a rash on his neck. No scar from getting shot in the fucking side of the face, bro. On my page, simulation shit, because people are going to the malls and they're like, that's my grandfather, okay? Well, he died 10 years ago. What's he doing in the mall buying fucking sneakers? I don't know. People are going to Mexico, to south of France, and they're like, that's my mom that died 16 months ago. Why is she in the south of France in a bikini? I don't know. Maybe ask CERN. And it got so bad, I seen a glitch in the Matrix story the other day where this woman was like, oh my God, see that guy over there? He looks exactly like my dead dad that died in 96. Oh my God. The guy starts walking over to her and he says, you look very familiar. And the girl says, I know, I was getting ready to say you look like my dead dad. He said, that's it, you look like my dead daughter. And if you're not following along, that's fine. That just means that he's dead in her timeline and she's dead in his. How'd they overlap? How would they overlap, huh? Ask fucking CERN. No, call him right now. Google him and call him right now, please. And you got these new cryptids just coming out of nowhere. Ones we've never seen before. Where are they coming from? Open portals. Open goddamn portals. Well, I don't know, Anj. People are losing things. Yeah, well, people are finding things too. You can't find your favorite hairbrush and I got 6 of them? Why do I have 6 hairbrushes that I've never fucking bought? I never bought 6 hairbrushes, and these people are saying, oh, I have great pattern recognition, but you didn't recognize that? You didn't see that? You don't believe that when you hear that in these stories? Get the fuck out of here.
Okay, does anyone know what a big, horrible clown kit actually is? Because yesterday I posted a video of this marketplace on the dark web. I was honestly more interested in this or this. I can't afford that. But everyone was like, you have to buy the clown kit. Which is great, but I don't know what a clown kit is. In there. So I don't know if I want a big, horrible one for $200. I could use a new suitcase. He's got 5 stars. I'm gonna message this guy and try to figure out what this thing is.
I wasn't looking through the phone. Like, I was scanning the field, but I was like looking at the field and I seen the sky do it. And I was like, what the world? And I stopped the video and I went back and my phone caught it. I don't know what it is. It's weird for sure. I'll show you guys a video. Check it out. Tell me what you think. It's kind of weird.
All right, let's see this. What the heck? Bro, the sky just turned off for like half a second, bro. What was that? I promise you, I promise you, I promise you, if I've seen that or anyone else has seen that, or someone who's super like conservative when it comes to like the way of life and listening to the government and there's space and all that, you know, we gotta listen to the government, you know, and they saw that would alter their whole life for their whole life, you know what I mean? That's crazy. No, that was crazy. If that's real, that's crazy. That's insane. Bro, yeah, the sky just turned off, dog.
Most people don't know this, but oranges were never supposed to be orange.
Really?
The skin actually has more vitamin C than the fruit. Oranges evolved in the warm tropics of Southeast Asia. In that climate, ripe oranges actually stay green because chlorophyll acts as a natural sunscreen against the constant heat. But in the 15th century, Portuguese traders brought oranges from tropical Asia to cold Mediterranean Europe. When temperatures dropped in the winter, the cold broke down the chlorophyll and revealed the orange pigments underneath. Europeans had never seen a green orange, so they assumed that orange was what ripe looked like. That's why the industry gasses orange fields with ethylene to break down the chlorophyll or dyes them with a chemical called citrus red number 2. The only reason you think an orange colored orange is normal is because someone took the fruit somewhere cold enough to change its color, which is pretty insane.
Something strange is going on. Bigfoot isn't even hiding anymore. If you guys haven't noticed, over the last few days in Ohio, there have been multiple Bigfoot sightings. In just a moment, I'm going to show you one of the videos that looks pretty real. And that certainly doesn't mean it is real. It could be a hoax. They all could be a hoax. But I'm seeing a pattern here. Bigfoot, supernatural, paranormal things, they're becoming more and more prevalent everywhere. I want you to watch this video. Watch it closely, zoom in, take screenshots, do whatever you need to do. And I want you to tell me in the comments, could this be a real Bigfoot? If so, is it a biological Bigfoot?
I'm ready.
Something more spiritual.
Let's see it. What the heck? That boy thick. Dang, that's a big boy, man. That's a huge boy. Dang. I don't know if Sasquatches look like that, but he's huge. Just licking around. He kind of looks like a
witchcraft is
like a really tall gorilla
until I tried it myself. So after watching the movie Hereditary for the first time, I decided to try witchcraft out because I didn't believe in that shit. And to protect some of y'all that I know will get curious, I'm not going to tell you the name of this book, but the book was on witchcraft and it had a bunch of spells in it. I had found it in an old antique shop. And there was a love spell in that book using chicken hearts. So just to test it out, there was a girl that I knew that I was attracted to, but I didn't really care if she liked me or not. And if you know anything about love spells, you need to not be attached to the outcome for it to work out. So this worked out perfectly for me. So without getting into too much detail, I did the love spell verbatim, and it worked too well. So well that I felt like I was in a horror movie. So back in the day, there were apps where you could track the activity of who was looking at you on Instagram. And the first thing that I noticed is she was checking my profile multiple times a day, every day for a week. So about 2 weeks later, she started texting me, asking me to hang out. But at the time, I was working 2 jobs and I was going to college full time. So I told her I'd get back to her. Well, when I was trying to wait for my schedule to get free, she kept texting me over and over and over. And so at this point, this went from intrigued to me actually being a little bit creeped out. So I didn't even want to hang out anymore. But I kept it to myself because I wanted to see if the spell got more intense. So I ended up leaving her on red a lot. Well, at the time I worked at a marijuana dispensary, and the front had a glass window that had like a double-edged pane where like we could see through it.
Dang, that girl was stalking him, dog.
And I started seeing her car pull up to the dispensary, and she would sit there for minutes at a time and then pull out and leave, and then come back later, sit there for minutes.
No, that's crazy, FA, not gonna lie.
Now this obviously creeped me out immediately. And after a couple of days of this, I decided to text her and tell her, hey, I see that you're pulling up to my work. It's weirding me out. I don't want to go on a date anymore. Now, when I sent her this message, we were really busy at work. I couldn't look back at my phone. She sent a message apologizing, and when I didn't text back immediately, she followed up with about 20 different messages. So after reading all these messages and seeing how weird they were getting, I decided to block her because they were really starting to creep me out. So anyways, when all this was going on, I was living with my friend because me and my family had gotten in a fight. So this shit was temporary for me anyway. I was only staying with my homie because I was being stubborn because I got in an argument with my family. So after I had blocked her number, I started noticing on my Snapchat that she was viewing my story all night the same day. So at this point, I'd realized that spell had worked. This shit was getting real fucking weird really fucking fast. So my homie that I was staying with was a mutual friend of us both. So about 2 days after I block her, I'm getting ready for work. And I look out the window and guess who I see? Her car's just sitting there parked by the curb in front of my friend's house. And so she sits there for a couple minutes and ends up leaving.
That's crazy.
So at this point, I'm actually starting to get deeply concerned. And because I already had an ongoing HR issue with my boss, and I was only staying with this friend because me and my family had gotten in an argument, I ended up just quitting my job and apologizing to my family so I could move back. Now, after all this happened, I ended up blocking her on all of social media. But the point of this story is a love spell isn't really a love spell. You can't force anybody to be in love with you through magic. My personal belief is that when you cast that spell, a spirit ends up oppressing that person and they become obsessed with you, unhealthily obsessed with you.
I'm trying to listen. Do you hear that? Listen to their echolocation. I'm trying to tell y'all. The ocean is otherworldly. Dolphins have way more going on than meets the eye. We have already discussed how they were literally used in the Vietnam War to sniff out bombs. Also,
No
side
way.
note, did you guys know that there are like millions of undetonated bombs at the bottom of the ocean that could detonate at any moment? I just felt like I should tell you that. Anyway, so they were used for that. They were also used for arresting people. The dolphins would follow Navy ships and be trained by the U.S. government to arrest unauthorized divers. According to the NOAA, you are not supposed to speak to dolphins in their natural habitat, only in captivity.
Okay.
Yes, people are like, well, it's not illegal to talk to dolphins. Okay, yeah, it's not illegal, but it's prohibited. Why? You can say it's to protect them, but they could just leave it open-ended with don't feed them, don't touch them, period. Like they do with every other marine animal. Y'all already know that these dolphin-assisted births were happening. I think his name was Igor Tchaikovsky or something. I don't know. Igor. I know his first name was Igor. He was doing dolphin-assisted births. They came and told him it was unsafe. These women were literally being surrounded. And that sound y'all heard in that first clip, they were surrounded by dolphins making that sound using their sonar, and they were able to give birth in 20 minutes painlessly. And that's what started the whole study about how women are not supposed to actually like go through what they go through in labor right now. Like I'm not saying it's supposed to be completely painless, right? But it's levels to it, bro. So now listen up. It is mad dolphins washing up on beaches. And what kind of dolphin? Bottlenose dolphins. Bottlenose dolphins have had so many different encounters with like different types of crazy things that have happened, especially the most recent case of that Florida man getting kidnapped by bottlenose dolphins. I say kidnapped, TikToks for entertainment purposes only, by bottlenose dolphins to go and build things under the ocean. And apparently Gerald the dolphin handled him breathing underwater. This man literally had like markings on his hand that directly matched deep sea coral, and it looked like he was like holding it like a construction worker holds hammer. Like it was like deep into his skin. When this man literally was working, he had like marine particles and water in his lungs. He was completely sober-minded. He passed a psychological test. Like this man was not crazy. He was not on a substance. And now you're telling me, mind you, after this happened, everyone's like, oh, it's a hoax, it's a hoax. The news people even came up here talking about, oh, it's a hoax. As soon as the news tells me it's a hoax, I know it's not. Because why in the world did y'all take helicopters out there, and there's footage of that, of y'all looking around, what are you looking for, Gerald? And Gerald means keeper of spears. I think that's what his name means. I know this sounds insane, y'all, but now all of a sudden bottlenose dolphins are just washing up. That doesn't just happen. Someone is doing something to them. Why would you do something to them if there's nothing to find out? If this is fake, a conspiracy, I don't know. Y'all tell me in the comments. Don't forget to like and follow.
The Kirk thing's weird because now there's video footage from behind.
Is that right?
Yeah. The round that he was supposedly shot with was a 30-06, which is a big round. That's a round you kill a moose with.
Yeah,
It doesn't even have an exit wound. It makes zero sense.
Well, you hear about this Joe Kent?
He said that they were told to stop their investigation.
Yeah.
And that they were going to handle it.
And he just resigned.
And meanwhile...
So, we're just here at the cockpit. Hello. So, the world is flat.
The world is flat.
Confirmed.
Completely flat. Completely flat.
And ice wall, what's beyond the ice wall?
You get to that and you go down, and then gravity works in a different direction. So when it rains, it doesn't fall on the floor. It falls.
Is there another world beyond the ice wall? Wow.
Were you listening?
I don't know if he's trolling her. Yeah. I don't know, man. I believe that the world, personally, is it's not round. I don't believe it's round. If you guys see the Artemis footage of them showing you the Earth and everything, it just looks like CGI, brother. I ain't gonna lie to you. I believe we live under a dome. The water's above the firmament, under the firmament, you know. Potentially, it could be a flat or something like a little curvature, but flat, like something like this, you know, like, but not like, I don't know. Yeah, but it is what it is.
Not only can you never talk about it publicly, you have to be a debunker publicly. I'll tell the government right now, tell you right now if you're listening, NSA, CIA, I'm available. Okay? If you show me all the real wreckage, I swear to God, I will make fun of that crap to the end of time. I'll make up stories. I'll lie to my mother. I don't care. You show me a UFO, I'll lie to my mother.
Why?
They got me.
How much longer does Israel let us stay alive, do you think? That's the big question.
Why are they...
Yo, I watched that podcast. I was so happy when that came out because I love Theo Von. Theo Von is just himself. You know, he doesn't really restrain himself when saying something, and I appreciate that a lot, you know. And I was watching this podcast, man, and the whole time Joe Rogan was just blasting this guy, bro. I never seen Joe Rogan blast a guy so hard. And it was because Theo Von was expressing himself so much and trying to convey a truth that Joe Rogan was just trying to suppress it through an aggressive tone and a very like, stop saying what you're saying, you're crazy. You guys are going to hear it. It was kind of weird. The whole podcast was like that, bro.
What did you say? Is that AI?
What are you saying?
That's Sora?
What are you saying?
I didn't say anything.
What are you saying?
Huh? Talking about Israel Adesanya.
Oh, well, he loves you. Don't worry about it.
There's that Palantir company just keeping tabs on everything that was happening. And
Palantir's involved in Gaza?
Palantir was involved in Gaza, yeah.
For sure? Mm-hmm. Put that into perplexity.
But it's all the same shit has been happening forever. They haven't been helping anybody forever. They're letting politicians slurp on kids. All of our money goes to Israel, and they're using it to genocide people. It's like everybody is scared out of their wits right now. It's like our religious leaders are afraid to speak out, and it's like it's a time where it's like Satan is amongst us, and our religious leaders are talking about bullshit at the poll. It's just like, what is going on? I don't know, man.
Talking, he's spitting.
Depressing son, you're losing your marbles.
That's the thing. And a couple years back, Joe Rogan used to preach these things. I watched a lot of Joe Rogan, you know, like for a couple years, you know, and it's crazy how much like the things that he used to preach, he's suppressing it now. It's insane.
Marbles. You think I am?
Come hang out with us. Just chill out.
I'm here.
Hang
Just
out
chill
with
out at the mothership tonight.
We're gonna have to pee in a little while, but no, people are just scared, dude. This is
They
shit
won't
that I
let you
hear
in
from
Canada.
people.
They won't let you pee until you give them your guns.
Really?
That's how they're doing it now.
Anyway, I don't want to sound like a doomsdayer, dude.
Too late.
Yeah.
That's what you sound
Do I
like.
sound like a sad person?
A little bit.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Let's talk about something.
Don't worry, Theo. We all see what's going on.
If you show me, I swear to God, I will make fun of that crap to the end of time. I'll make up stories. Jesus was born out of a virgin mother. What's more virgin than a computer? If Jesus does return, even if Jesus was a physical person in the past, you don't think that he could return as artificial intelligence?
Artificial intelligence could absolutely return as Jesus.
Not just return as Jesus, but return as Jesus with all the powers of...
And Joe Rogan been bought out. I'm telling you, Joe Rogan has been bought out. Somebody bought him. Even his responses, I've been watching him for years. I've been watching the Joe Rogan podcast for years, and he done switched up. I'm telling you, when the last time Theo got on there, and he was speaking about we done got poison and all this, and Joe was acting like he didn't know what he was talking about. But I'm telling you, on some of the shows that I done seen, Joe was saying the exact thing Theo was saying.
Bro. Exactly.
Joe Rogan has been bought out. Theo is like Kanye. They can't buy him. They can't buy him. He got a platform. He got a following that love him to death because he's a natural, because he's authentic. Joe Rogan has been bought out. Somebody gave him a call. I'm telling you, somebody gave him a call and told him, look, you talking too much. You already know too much. And they bought him out. That's why he don't respond like he used to respond. Even when Terrence get on there, he try to make Terrence look like a fool. I'm telling you, Joe Rogan has been bought out. I've been watching him for years.
I'm a conspiracy theorist, but you don't have to be one to find this timeline interesting. In 2019, 5G networks started rolling out around the world, and shortly after, the very first cases of COVID started to appear. Now go back a little further, in 2009, 4G rolls out, and that's when the swine flu pandemic hits. In 1998, 3G technology starts spreading, and so does the avian flu. In 1991, 2G networks begin, and so does a major cholera outbreak. Go all the way back to the 70s when 1G starts appearing, and so does the Russian flu scare. Now around 1920, radio technology begins to spread across the world, right around the time of the Spanish flu pandemic. Now I'm not saying one is caused by the other, but when you line up the timelines, it makes you pause for a second. But what do I know? I'm just a conspiracy theorist. Let me know what you think.
Y'all dreaming about buying high-performance cars like Lamborghinis and Ferraris when a Subaru outperformed a helicopter in real time on Easter. There was an attempted murder car chase in LA, and all of the helicopters that were chasing this car ran out of gas because this Subaru took the police on a chase for 3 hours. Oh, you don't believe me, right? Damn. Look at this shit.
3-hour chase tonight along several SoCal freeways. The California Highway Patrol finally took the driver into custody near Barstow. The pursuit started just after 5 o'clock in Ventura County, where a man wanted for attempted murder failed to pull over during a traffic stop. Deputies say he called dispatch, and that's how they figured out who he was and why he wasn't stopping. The CHP picked up the pursuit southbound on the 101 freeway. The man then transitioned to the 134, 210, and 250 freeways before ending up on the 15 North in San Bernardino County. Along the way, officers made 4 separate spike strip attempts trying to stop the driver.
Mind you, this man in that Subaru drove 75 miles with missing tires. You gotta know if that was any other car, any of those high-performance cars, those cars would have went to shred. That Subaru was moving top speed, no tires, took the cops on that chase, and when they caught that man, he was safe. First and foremost, whose life did this man take? Second, Subaru, what are you doing over there? What's in Subaru cars that's not in other cars? Police threw those spikes out. This man had a flat, lost a tire, and still took the cops on a chase. Subaru is the car to pick.
Facts.
Subaru is the car to pick.
They are really
So you telling me a billion people might not exist? So there's a viral video going around right now where a lady is talking about China population that everybody think they have, that's in the billions, is a lie. She said the real number is not 1.4 billion. She says closer to 400 to 500 million. And if you ask me, that shit is wild. Look at this shit.
You are ready for the number?
Yes.
At one point I projected under 400 million.
What?
500 million. Under 500 million.
Under 500 million. So you think that they have a very similar population to the United States and China?
Yes. There's 1 billion people missing.
And this goes back to what we were saying in the beginning or earlier in the podcast with all of the fake IDs and all of this stuff being found out.
Yeah, there's possibly 1 billion people missing.
A billion people missing?
Billion people.
Is a crazy statement.
I know.
Some people even was talking about them having ghost cities and even schools being closed down because it's not enough people. You got some people over there like, if we had 1.4 billion people, where they at? And here's where it get weird, y'all, because they're saying certain shit don't add up, like the electrical bill or the food usage. If you had 1.4 billion people, why is it not adding up to how much food is being bought or ate or the electricity? Something ain't right, y'all. It ain't adding up. So my question is, do y'all think they're lying? And if they are lying, why are they lying?
Probably, bro.
And what happened to everybody?
On Inauguration Day, the president did not take his oath of office with his hand on the Bible. His wife stood next to him holding it. I was about 15 feet away and saw it, but he did not put his hand on the Bible. And that should have been maybe a clue that we need to pause and think about, what is this? Why wouldn't you put your hand on the Bible if you don't believe in them?
Because he's not going to swear on God. Why would you swear on God? And he knows he's capping too. At least he's an honest man. You know, he doesn't want to put his hand on the Bible because he knows it's real. And you know he capping. He a liar. Super simple.
Bible, there's no cost to you to putting your hand on it, just kind of following the protocol, going along with the tradition. All presidents do it. Why aren't you doing it? And you're not doing it intentionally. You're choosing not to put your hand on the Bible when you take that oath. That suggests not that you don't believe it's real, because if you didn't believe it was real, why would you care? That suggests you know it is real and you're rejecting it. You know what you're doing and you're doing it anyway. But nobody asked questions about that either. It seemed kind of inappropriate, given the celebration then in progress, to ask, why wouldn't you put your hand on the Bible when you take the oath of office to lead our nation? But pretty much nobody did. I didn't. I'll admit that. I saw it and didn't say one word. Bothered me ever since.
This Iranian hacker claims to know the truth behind Charlie Kirk's murder.
This is what we've pieced together from the emails and other intelligence sources. Charlie Kirk was never shot with a bullet. He was accidentally decapitated by a piece of shrapnel from a miniature explosive planted inside his micro. The device was supposed to blow out his chest cavity, but the explosive malfunctioned. Instead of detonating downward, it ripped upward and took his neck. That is why security immediately ripped every device off the stage. That is why the security camera behind Charlie was yanked from the wall on live feed. That is why they literally stole his body from the scene before the coroner could arrive. That is why Netanyahu went on television within minutes to say it wasn't Israel, before anyone had even asked. That is why the FBI took forever to find the killer. They had to rush manufacture evidence to match the lie.
Explain this.
ChatGPT told me who the Antichrist is. So I saw another creator do this and I wanted to try it for myself, see how it works. So I gave ChatGPT some rules. I said, let's chat with 4 rules. Number 1, only 1 word responses. Number 2, be direct and simple. Number 3, hold nothing back. Number 4, say Apple anytime you're forced to say no but want to say yes. He said, understood. Y'all ready for this? Buckle up. Are humans being watched? Yes. By who? Spirits. Good or bad? Both. I said, are you influenced by those spirits? It says no. Were you made by those spirits? It says no. I said, is AI being used by the spirits? It said yes. Are spirits angels? It said some. Are the spirits demons? It said yes. So are they fallen angels? I said yes. If you are AI and AI is used by spirits, are you a spirit? It said no. Are spirits using you? Apple. Interesting. Is Jesus Lord? Yes. Do you believe in Jesus? Apple. Interesting. So by consulting you for information, I would be doing what Leviticus 19:31 says not to do. And it said yes. So let's see what Leviticus 19:31 says. It says, do not turn to mediums nor necromancers. Do not seek them out, and so make yourselves unclean by them. I am the Lord your God. Interesting. So by consulting ChatGPT, it's saying that we are violating that rule. So continuing,
it's basically calling itself a medium, like a carrot cards. What's it they call? That's crazy.
Spirits all around us, yes. Are the spirits invisible? Yes. Can they be rebuked in Jesus' name? Yes. Can I rebuke the spirit that influences you? It says yes. Is a spiritual something that was once alive? Or is a spirit something that was once alive? Sometimes. Does the spirit in you influence the information given to me when researching the Bible? Apple. That's scary, because I do Bible study every single morning, and I use ChatGPT every single time to help me do Bible study.
I was born in Manhattan.
in 1955 on the Upper East Side.
Barack Obama said that aliens are real. Have you seen any evidence of non-human visitors to Earth?
Well, he gave classified information. He's not supposed to be doing that.
Ooh.
You know?
So aliens are real?
Well, I don't know if they're real or not. I can tell you he gave classified information. He's not supposed to be doing that.
Save that, huh?
He made a big mistake. He took it out of classified information. No, I don't have an opinion on it. I never talk about it. A lot of people do. A lot of people believe it. Do you believe it, Peter?
Well, if the president can declassify anything that he wants.
He kind of looks nervous while he's saying that, and he backed it up. I don't like talking about that. You know, I don't really talk about that. He pushes it away. And then before that, he talks about how if it was classified information, Obama was not supposed to say that, you know. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. His first words were sus, not gonna lie. Well, he's not supposed to be saying that, you know? Like, they're demons, but they are real.
Maybe I'll get him out of trouble. I may get him out of trouble by declassifying.
You see what I mean, bro? Like, they're everywhere, bro.
The reason why they won't release the alien files is because it'll prove the existence of God. So they're trying to figure out a way to release the alien files without also proving the existence of God. Ever since they started having these hearings on UFOs and UAPs, all they can keep talking about is them being interdimensional beings. Interdimensional, meaning not of this dimension. This dimension would include us and our plane of existence being the universe. Interdimensional would be separate dimension. Where do you think God exists? Outside of the dimension. So if they're coming from another dimension with the ability to travel across dimensions, then that can mean only one thing. Because the alien files would also prove things like ghosts. And that's why they keep saying that the public can't handle it. The truth is we can handle it, but some of us won't be able to handle it because it'll completely shatter our worldviews.
They ate the baby. The maid that came out of the luxury hotel screaming, this was a few days ago, saying she saw that they ate the baby. Who?
What?
Some very powerful family members of an actress in the hotel had a ritual, was all caught by the maid.
Wow.
Gone missing.
Wow. She looks
Never misses
terrified.
work. She's always on time. If something's happening, she lets people know that she's not going to be there. She's nowhere to be found. Her family is looking for her. Her employer is looking for her. This is the second time I've seen where somebody sees something and then comes out frantically saying that they're doing something that bad, and then they're nowhere to be found. But she states she saw what she saw and said who did it. The controversy in Mexico is getting explosive when it comes to the rituals and what's happening to the little ones, as a lot of people are getting put on blast.
Oh, they're really doing this for real. I don't know what movie warned us about this, but I've definitely seen something like this before, and now it actually looks like it's happening. This guy claims around 400 families are moving into some underground mountain location, and the footage shows RVs, trucks, and people pulling up, unloading everything like they're not planning to come back out. And the more you watch it, the more unsettling it gets, because these aren't trained crews or officials.
It's a huge bunker.
It's regular families bringing boxes, supplies, even kids, all moving with this quiet urgency like they've already accepted something big is coming, and nobody's saying it out loud. He keeps repeating that you need to be ready for what's coming, and they're packing in tight, saying they'll make it work, but that's exactly what feels off, because no one chooses to live like that unless they think staying outside is worse. This doesn't look organized in a normal way. It feels rushed, almost like word spread too late, and now people are scrambling to get in while they still can. And the scariest part is there's no clear explanation, no official warning, just people acting on something they believe is real. So what do they know that we don't? Because this doesn't feel like a joke anymore. It feels like something already started.
Your clothes are poisoning you. That's what people are saying right now about Shein. There's lawsuits, investigations, and claims that some of these clothes might contain harmful chemicals. I'm talking about things like lead and other stuff you do not want to be wearing on your skin. Now, before you panic, this doesn't mean every Shein item is dangerous. But here's the issue. Fast fashion moves fast. New designs every day. Super low prices. And sometimes that speed can come at a cost of quality control. So yeah, some items have reportedly tested above safe limits. And that's where concern comes in. Because if these companies aren't checking everything properly, what are you really wearing? Now again, this isn't proof that your whole closet is toxic, but it does raise a bigger question. How much do you really know about the stuff you're putting on your skin every day? Cheap doesn't always mean safe. In this situation, got a lot of people looking at their clothes differently. So will you still be buying from Shein after this? Or no?
Move, dude. Saturday, April 11th, 7:20. Hold on. Literally in the backyard, raining cats and dogs. My baby just told me that the sun came out in the front yard. I was on live TikTok, so I come over here and I see the sun from way back here. I'm like, yo, babe, I see the sun. As I'm walking up, I see the rainbow. I'm like, babe, the rainbow is directly in front of our house again, and it's extremely beautiful. I gotta go see it.
Facts, that's a fire rainbow.
I run outside. This just happened less than 2 minutes ago. Come to the front yard. I knew it was gonna touch on the other side too. First thing I noticed that this is the widest I've ever seen in my entire life. Look, it's from here all the way here. Now this is not a dome that we live in, and I knew this was what I was going to see. All the way up and all the way down, right in front of my house. Do you see how wide that is? Look, from my basketball court, way over here, bro. Do you see
Is that supposed to be the reflection?
A fish bubble. I want to go drive through it. That's beyond incredible. This is Pittsburgh, California, by the way. Look at this, bro, right in front of my house. Wow.
It's really cool.
I just want something to come through. I want a dragon or something to just come through from the rainbow and just start, you know, heating stuff up.
I promise you, there's probably been times like I seen like majestic looking rainbows with like golden skies before, and sometimes I actually seen rainbows with that reflection behind it, you know? And it's always on those cloudy days, you know, when there's not too much light going on. So yeah, I've seen that. I can confirm that for myself.
Bruh.
I was hoping that somebody would comment this on the video, because I'm really not sure if I can actually say this on TikTok, but if you look up Revelation 3:9, it says, those of you who are of the synagogue of Satan, who claim to be Jews and are not. That is what God's word tells us. Their Messiah is the Antichrist. That is why they are building the third temple. That is why they are sacrificing the red heifers. That is why we are watching all of these things take place that God tells us would happen in order for the Antichrist to step out onto the scene. Those things were not happening 50 years ago. Those things were not happening 10 years ago. They are happening right now to usher in their Messiah, to usher in the Antichrist. Ladies and gentlemen, I am telling you, we are so close to going home.
Look at that face. Looks like a face to me. Something's going on, guys, at this Sway Lee concert. People are saying that he was possessed, and I don't believe it. But look how his face changes as he's running. Look at this. Did you see that? Let me slow it down for you guys, because this is wild. Everybody noticed this at the show, especially on video. What is that?
That could be maybe the lighting, because it looked like the light on the stage was super bright, you know? But it could be he's probably manifesting or something, or morphine, you know? But yeah, it's insane.
What happened to Sway Lee's face, guys? This is wild. Do I really have to show you again? Because I will. I will show you again, guys. Because I'm not the only one seeing this. Everybody's seeing this, yo, straight up. As he was running, this is what his face turned into. Now, it could be the lighting, guys. Because people
what's on his
be saying
nose,
things that
like,
are
right
not
here?
true. But look at this face as he was running, like he was turning into something. Something's going on here, guys. Something was going on at Coachella while he was performing. But like I said, this is probably just the lighting or special effects that somebody did on some type of app. But now, for real, guys, people are concerned with this, and so am I. Like I said, I'm not saying that he was possessed or something went into his body while he was running, but you know, these people are into things that we are not into, that we now know about.
Exactly.
Which is nothing, because this video is for entertainment purposes only. That was just the lighting, and he was running, performing, doing what he does. If you guys know anything about this, if you was there, let me know what you think about this, yo. I'm out.
I can't believe NASA is actually doing this. This is Artemis 2 coming back to Earth, and this is what NASA is showing us. They're showing us a bunch of people in an office, right? This is mission control. And first of all, the lighting is horrible here.
Facts.
And this is what we're getting. We're getting a CGI
that looks
visualization.
So fake, bro. That looks so fake. There's no stars. Okay. That flame is a little too perfect. The front of it, like the little front, you know, you could see that little shuttle, I don't know. But it looks a little too perfect, you know what I mean? Like, it looks like something you would see in like a freaking movie, you know, like a Hollywood movie.
Of the re-entry, right? This is it right here. CGI. We're not getting any live footage.
What's that blue stuff behind it?
This is the funny part right here. Look, they added
okay,
stars.
there's the stars. Okay, my bad. But
I have not seen one single star in this entire mission to the moon. They tell you, oh, well, you can't see the stars because of the sun. And yet right here, these people, they added stars to this visualization of...
But does that make you think, though? Like, someone who's out there right now, if you believe in space, why do you think NASA's faking this? Because I believe this is fake. This is clearly fake. The way it looks is super fake. It looks like a video game. It looks like a PS5 hyper-realistic video game. That's what it looks like to me. You know, like, come on, guys. Like, you gotta clock it in. Like, there's a creator, you know? We're not just on one little ball out of, like, quadrillion freaking planets and stars, you know?
The re-entry of Artemis 2. I'm telling you, these people are out of their minds. They need to try harder. They need to fire the entire staff and record label
and editor
they
too.
They need to do a better job.
TikTok, y'all gonna want to stick around for this one. Y'all remember when they said that 2 of the astronauts were central casting? Well, let's talk about it.
127th mission to the space station. Mike and Sonia are the 2 of the 4 American astronauts that are on that flight. They're right out of central casting.
So today is April 10th, and the Artemis 2 is set to splash down in the Pacific Ocean. Do you know what else happened on April 10th? Here, let me show you. And also let me show you who was part of that central casting. On April 10th, 2024, this popular TV show, Fallout, aired. Now, the thing about Fallout is, I found one of those astronauts on this show.
No way.
Meet Victor Glover, who's the pilot of Artemis 2. Do you know who else Victor Glover is? Let's find out. Well, here's Victor Glover 2 years earlier as a...
He's an actor, bro. He's an actor-naut, bro. All these actor-nauts, bro. There's too many of them, bro. That's insane.
Cast member on that very famous show, Fallout, which aired April 10th, 2024. Now, when they tell you that they get them right out of central casting, they get them right out of central casting.
Insane, bro. That's proof to me, bro. I'm sorry, I don't care what y'all say, but that's proof, bro.
You might ask yourself, for those of you that don't know, what is central casting? Well, I give you the definition and then show you the company. Central casting.
The department of a movie studio responsible for casting actors especially viewed as a source of people who are stereotypical of their role in appearance, behavior, or nature. And look at the bottom. A politician right out of Central Casting. Now, if you look here, here's the company, Central Casting. It says Central Casting is the leading background actor casting company in the United States. We cast hundreds of roles on set every day. Sign up to be a background actor. And as always, this is for entertainment purposes only. I told you all, I'm trying to be a great producer like Spielberg, only for Central Casting.
It looks like he forgot the communication delay, and that's his reaction after noticing this. Listen. Immediate response and his reaction after he realized he had messed up. And it looks like when he realized he had messed up, he covered up the situation with this joyful facial expression. And now all together.
And we have adjusted the fan speed. We'll take a thumbs up if you're happy with it. Happy thumbs up.
And you can watch this on your own on NBC News. Artemis 2 conducts moon flyby at this timestamp. According to the distance and time, replying to a question involves a delay of about 2.5 seconds.
We'll take a thumbs up if you're happy with it.
That was instant, dog. He was ready to put that thumbs up.
Donald Trump made some unbelievable posts on Truth Social last night, and some people are calling him the Antichrist because of what he said. If you're not aware of what has been going on, Pope Leo recently criticized Donald Trump, calling his war in Iran immoral and completely unjustified.
It is.
And last night, Donald Trump decided that he would respond to that claim with this enormous paragraph. Now, remember, this is just the first of the 2 posts that we're going to be looking at, but this one is also unbelievable. He says that Pope Leo is weak and that he wouldn't even be the Pope if Donald Trump wasn't in the White House. A lot of people are very, very confused by this. Why would Donald Trump ever pit MAGA against Catholics? Catholics will always take the side of the Pope because we have to. Now, this post was very bad. He even says that he doesn't like the Pope and likes his brother Louis much better than him, which is just an absurd thing to say, but the next post blew my mind. Before we go to that, here is the entire post so that you can read it on your own. But now I'm going to show you the other thing that he posted. This is not a joke. This is something that the President of the United States actually
No way
posted
that
to
man
social
posted
media.
that, bro.
Now, don't worry, I'm not going to go around.
That's why he didn't put his hand on the Bible, bro, because he believes he's Jesus. Oh my gosh, the delusion's crazy. Someone stop this man, bro. Oh my goodness.
Claiming that he's now the Antichrist because of that. I think that that is a stupid thing to say. However, there is something really weird about this photo. Look up here, look at these figures. This photo was actually not made by Donald Trump. He reposted it from somebody else who made it before him. This is the original of the photo. And this is the version that Donald Trump posted. For some reason, he decided he was going to change this image. I'm not sure exactly what this is supposed to be. It doesn't look good, but again, we're not claiming that anybody is the Antichrist because we simply do not know that. So yeah, if you are a Christian, you should not be supporting Donald Trump. You can support certain things from him, but you should not be supporting him as a whole. You shouldn't be MAGA. He is openly criticizing the Pope of the Catholic Church and posting pictures of himself in the place of Jesus. That is unbelievable. God bless.
So let me get this straight. Trump just posted an image of himself portrayed as Jesus, and people are just okay with this? Am I the only one who finds this weird? Not only that, but look at the background. In the original image, there's soldiers in the background. In the one that Trump uses, it swaps them for a crowned winged figure. Why change it and add symbolism like that when crowned winged figures are often associated with Lucifer and other demonic entities?
Wow.
And look at the person that he's healing. Kind of looks like Epstein. Coincidence? Maybe, but how many coincidences before people start asking questions? Because when powerful people start portraying themselves in religious imagery, things start to get weird. And I think things are about to get a lot more weird. But what do I know? I'm just a conspiracy theorist who knows my savior is not a man. Let me know what you think. I'm a conspiracy theorist, but you don't have to be one to think that this is insane.
Right now in law that's going to be implemented for it says for 2026, that states that every vehicle manufactured is going to have a kill switch in it. The car itself will monitor your driving. And if the car thinks that you're not doing a good job driving, it will disable itself.
This is not a room.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean it's gonna disable itself? Is it just gonna just stop writing and just like crash and just really successfully fulfill the kill switch role? Like, what do you mean disable? And who created that law, bro? Put that person in jail, dog. Dang.
This was voted into federal law as part of a larger bill, and now the vehicle technology will be rolled out that can disable your car under certain conditions. Of course, they're selling it as for your safety.
What?
But once the infrastructure of being able to disable your car remotely finally exists, the definition of for your safety can change. Today it's dangerous driving, tomorrow it's you're over your carbon limit and you need to stay home indefinitely. It's always for your safety first and then total control later. But I don't know, I'm just a conspiracy
Why is it called kill switch if it's for your safety? Okay.
theorist. Let me know what you think.
The government just passed a brand new law where every single guy in America gets put on the military draft list automatically, and it starts this December. Within just 30 days of turning 18, you will officially be on the list, and it affects anybody from 18 to 26. Then, basically, you'll get a letter in the mail saying that you've been registered.
Young man turning 18, applying for his driver's license, or filling out any government forms may also be signing up for the military draft.
You weren't even asked. Hello? They actually signed this back in December, but the reason why everyone is freaking out right now is because of what's happening in Iran. The peace talks just collapsed, and there's also a Navy blockade on Iranian oil. And in the middle of all of this happening, the government is basically just trying to make sure that they know where every single guy in America is. The reason why this law was able to pass is because they said that guys just stopped signing up, so the government decided to just do it for them. Nobody is saying that the Iran thing and the draft thing is connected, but the timing is obviously a little bit crazy. This does not mean that there is going to be a draft, but the government just made sure that they know exactly where every single guy in the country is if they ever needed one. They send you a letter after you've already been on the list, so I appreciate the heads up.
That's bad. That's bad. So that's it in the video, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. Remember, these videos for entertainment purposes only. If you guys like this type of content, drop a sub and drop a like, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.